So I think it gets to the heart of why we called this Sustainability CoLab to begin with. And it's that we don't think that in Waterloo Region they necessarily have the answer already. What we know is that in Waterloo Region they've done something that no one else in the world has done yet. And that is businesses meaningfully engaging on climate change to create a network of support that then allows them to set targets to reduce their carbon impact. And that others will continue to innovate beyond what's happened in the Waterloo Region already. So now in this year, where we have 5 other communities who are also similarly working towards creating the same thing, we fully expect that in those other communities, they're going to innovate beyond what's happened in Waterloo Region already. They're going to try out new approaches to engaging the business community. They're going to try and deliver different services. They might message it in a different way. And as they do that, we want to hear about that to bring it back to every other community across the network. And in some cases, in fact, in all cases, these communities actually have more support in place than Waterloo Region had when they started 6 years ago. And so if you look at Kingston, for example, the municipality has actually already funded the start of that not-for-profit that will then start to create a program that engages the business community the same way that the Regional Carbon Initiative in Waterloo Region does. Well, you compare that to in Waterloo Region, where when it was starting, it was a challenge simply getting endorsement from the municipality to say this is a good idea, let alone put any money into it. So if you think of the amount of support that's in place there, and that's exactly why we selected them. Of the applicants, the Kingston, Ottawa, Durham, Niagara, and Waterloo Region, these are the ones that we felt had the most supports already in place. And so it's with those supports that we fully expect within the first year, they're going to try out new ways of doing things that Waterloo Region hasn't tried yet. And it'll be on us to make sure we're not just coaching them, but actually listening really well and putting in place structures to have them share that back and have them get to know each other really well so they're super comfortable sharing information between each other, so that then Waterloo Region within a year or 2 or 3 years is no longer the one that has already implemented it that others are learning from, but that they're all kind of in this together. And one might have had a head start, but we think there's going to be a lot of catch up from these other communities in a pretty quick period of time.
So we're really excited to start sharing knowledge within the network and having members learn from one another. And there are a couple of different ways that we're trying to do that within CoLab. So one is that we have a formal knowledge sharing through Mike, who will be in person coaching the communities. And Mike has 6 years of experience in launching and growing the Regional Carbon Initiative in Waterloo Region, that he's then able to share that experience with other members. And although initially a lot of the learning will be through what Sustainable Waterloo Region has done, we're excited that Mike is then able to, once he's within those communities, bring those learnings back to the network and share them with other members. The second way that we want to more formally share learning within the network is to create what we're calling primers. And these will essentially summarize different aspects of the different member organizations so that members can then refer to these on their own time. So not only would they summarize things like fundraising, business development, volunteer management, but they'd also provide templates and samples that members could then use and adapt as they see fit. And then lastly, what we'd like to do is have peer-to-peer events where we bring members together in person to then directly learn from one another. So not only would the Executive Director of Niagara Sustainability Initiative be able to talk directly to the Executive Director of Sustainable Kingston, but they can more formally learn about a topic that they all have a shared interest in. So we're really excited to see how knowledge sharing is going to work within CoLab over the next 3 years, and it should be a lot of fun.